in the New York City. And it's in gyms like this where boxers' dreams begin. The dreams came true in 1985 for the likes of Michael Spinks, Donald Curry, and Hector Camacho. And two new stars emerged on the boxing scene, Irish featherweight champion Barry McGuigan and the junior lightweight champion from Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez. The fight of the year? Well, that's easy.
Las Vegas, Nevada, April 15th. Hagler and Hearns. Hearns eager to show that his knockout of Roberto Duran proved the hitman was back. Hagler still looking for that elusive respect. Round one was one of the best rounds in boxing history. And at the end of it, despite Hagler's ugly cut, Hearns was done. By round three, Hagler, the natural middleweight, finished off a wobbly-legged Hearns. After a total of 8 furious minutes, Hagler had sent Hearns sprawling to the canvas to stay. In another battle of unbeaten champions, Donald Curry and Milton McCrory met to settle the welterweight title. In a dazzling display of poise and power, Curry overwhelmed McCrory, decking him with a left hook and finishing him with a classic right hand. Now, for the first time since Sugar Ray Leonard had retired, there was an undisputed world welterweight champion. And speaking of undisputed champions, Rocky Marciano's record string of 49 straight wins was challenged by Larry Holmes. But his opponent, a beefed-up Michael Spinks, seeking to become the first light heavyweight champion to win a heavyweight crown, outlasted a confused and weary Holmes over 15 rounds.
Decision and new IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Spinks.
85 was one heck of a year for me. Yes, it was.
Afterward, Holmes reacted bitterly to his failure to gain the immortality of a Marciano.
I mean, if you really want to get technical about the whole thing, Rocky couldn't carry my jockstrap.
A different Rocky came back in 1985, Rocky Balboa for Hollywood's Fight of the Year in Rocky IV. While a real-life Rocky, Ray Mancini, had a movie made of his life. Boom Boom was busy trying to script a happy ending by regaining the title he had lost to Livingstone Bramble.
Final seconds, a good left by Bramble. Mancini firing away. The fight comes to a close in the center of the ring where they have been since the opening nap.
The final chapter of the storybook career was etched on Mancini's bloodied face. Suddenly, Boom Boom was yesterday's hero. His name is Barry McGuigan, and he is the unlikely hero who, by his success in the ring, has united Catholics and Protestants alike in his native Ireland. Only peace flags were flying as young Barry captured a world featherweight title.
It's a great incentive to know that at the end of the day, the people are, enjoyed themselves and threw their arms around one another and had a great night, at least one night during the week. And I'm very proud to be associated with that.
And south of our border, there's a whirlwind boxer named Julio Cesar Chavez. His unbeaten WBC super featherweight champion had a perfect year in '85 and may dominate for years to come. And the fur was flying when the best-dressed champion of the year showed up to bedazzle the world with his macho mania. Hector Camacho's splendor was more than sartorial as he beat Jose Luis Ramirez to earn his second world championship. But 1985 was not as kind to Billy Costello. Once the unbeaten WBC super lightweight champion, Costello was upset by an unknown, lightning Lonnie Smith, who scored 5 knockdowns en route to an 8th round victory. While Smith's fans celebrated, Costello ended retirement plans and aimed a comeback attempt against another former world champion, the legendary Alexis Arguello. For more on that developing story, here's Pat O'Brien.
This was Arguello's last fight against Pat Jefferson. After 2 years, he's come back to make history to win a 4th title, something he's failed at before, but Alexis Arguello is not a quitter.
Yeah, I am in a situation that I survive or I drown. As a man, I say I would never drown if it depends on me, because I know what to do.
The Alexis Arguello story is one of the most compelling in all of sports. It has many stories, really, one of rags to riches to rags again, of triumph and of desperation. But somehow all these stories seem to have the same ending, because Alexis Arguello always makes a comeback. Much of the story takes place here in Miami, Florida, but we begin in Managua, Nicaragua. Arguello grew up in the war-torn streets where if you didn't fight, you didn't grow up. 3 years ago, we traced Arguello's past, where he first boxed, his father, who watched the war with one eye, his son become a hero with the other. We saw Alex's dream home stolen by the Sandinistas while Arguello was away trying to make history. He'd won 3 titles in 3 different weight classes, and in anticipation of a 4th, they sported Arguello t-shirts back home. These were great times for a dedicated champion.
In life, I mean, if you take good care of yourself, nothing could happen.
We know Cry is a great finisher when he gets you hurt.
But something did happen. Arguello was stopped by Aaron Pryor. It was a terrible blow, literally and figuratively. And after it happened again, Arguello lost touch with reality. And in the process, almost lost everything.
I think the saddest part, is I spent month with no knowledge. I was losing my wife, my kids. That was the only sad part.
He got into show business after the prior fights, and his life became one round of parties after another. He admitted to me he got into drugs and at one point became so desperate he contemplated suicide.
Were you going to use a gun? Is that what you were going to do?
Well, I never went to that moment to reach the gun, but I thought about it.
Who's different here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now he thinks about his family again, even though his son has another hero.
Rocky.
Rocky, right.
Hold up your left hand. You're wearing a wedding ring again.
Yes.
The first time I've ever noticed.
First time in my life I wear it.
No more wild women?
No, I don't think so.
The challenge of the 4th title is a formidable one, but this time, now more than ever, Arguello doesn't want to let anybody down.
This is the kind of situation I come back better because I'm a survivor. I'm one of the, I think, the greatest survivor of the world because I don't have education, but I really have